Welcome back to Reese's Attic. I am going to try to finish this off with the camera going, and then I'm going to try to do it in double speed or speed it up. Only thing about, is this the right color? Yeah. The only thing about when I record things online, or record it with the computer, with my phone, I can't bend over and look at what I'm doing real closely. But I thought I might say a few things about what I'm doing, because I'll think of them while I'm doing them, and I'll say, well, next time I'm online when I'm filming, I'll remember to tell people this. But this is, excuse me, this is watercolor paper. I bought a little, they were like on half sale, so I ended up paying $1.25 for this. But this is cold press watercolor. And you see it has a texture to it. This is good if you're using colored pencils, and it is also good if you're watercoloring. However, the back side is smoother, so that's the side that I'm using in this. I do not suggest using watercolor paper with your pens, your Copics, or any other expensive marker, because it sucks the ink out of your marker. Now I'm just doing this to practice, since this is more of what I want to get into. Now, on this project, I did not follow the Copic plan, which they say to get 3 colors out of the same family. Like I'm using B24 here. Put this on. I'm using B24. They would suggest that I use B24, B22, B26. But I've noticed that there are some folks, because I've watched a lot of YouTube, but there are some folks who never follow the Copic plan. They just do life the way they want to. So that's what I'm doing on these. When you make, if you notice, like if you pick up a rose, if you look at a rose bush, if you look at what this is blueberry bushes, the leaves actually will have some of the same color in it that the flower does. And that is true of blueberry bushes. So I've tried to incorporate some purple, a little blue in there, and I've used a couple of different greens on here. And I'm not going to do any more sky. I was just seeing how it would look. But the problem with the watercolor paper is that it sucks so much of it into the fiber, and it doesn't give it an even time to blend properly. So I'm basically through with this. But I wanted to show you what I used. Let's see. I want to show you what I used on first of all, I use Sky, B24 Sky for the sky under Copic. The blueberries, the berries themselves were Copic BV4 and BV01. So that is an acceptable way of doing things with the Copic system. However, the way I did them was probably not. I started off with the darkest color, and then I went in with the lighter color, and the lighter color actually pushed back. It worked like a colorless blender. So it pushes back some of the color, and you know how blueberries actually, especially if you get them fresh picked and you haven't washed them or nothing, they have kind of like it's not chalky in feel, but it's a sheen to it that has a white chalky appearance to it. So I was trying to mimic that with what I have here, and that I did use the Derwent Ink Tints Antique White 2300 to highlight. And when I was at first I did the highlights by just doing a swash like that, and that just looked fake. So then I went in, instead of making it just one straight line, kind of jiggled it all the way around. See, there's some little jiggle marks. I'm not really caring about the placement of which way the sun is shining in. I always come in this way for my shadows, but I'm not fooling with that right now. Now, if I were doing the mice, I probably would. But I'm not worried with the shadowing right now. And it kind of even looks like they kept that in mind when they were creating it, because you see the shadow for this leaf is, if the sun comes this way, the shadow is going to be on this side. So it does appear that they had a set thought in their own design where the sun was coming from. But now look at this. In this stamp, you see that there is apparently more shadow on this side of his head. You see where there is shadow coming around here and shadow here. It's darker here. So it is possible that they're coming down this way, but if they were doing that, then why is it more dark on this side and less on this side? So I'm going to say, in these small little things that we do, little small stamps, of course this is a larger stamp, but a lot of times to me they're so tiny, I am not going to spend a lot of time frustrating if I don't have the shadows all in the same place. I'm just having fun mainly. I do want to learn to do it in a more realistic way, that's for sure. But I am suggesting to you, do not use watercolor paper for your Copics. This one I did last night, Spectrum Noir Basics Premium Marker Pad. I loved this one. I loved working with this paper. I started on it last night, basically at just doing the berries. And then I went back in and did the shading on, or the different colors that blueberry bush leaves will have. And but this is very, very smooth. I don't know if it gives much information on it. I could have already put it up. I think I did. No, here it is. I did put it up. Spectrum Noir Basics Premium Marker Pad. It looks like I got it at Tuesday morning. It feels real good and thick, and I think it is designed for markers. Doesn't give us any information there. Okay, so main lesson today, do not use your watercolor papers for your markers. Yesterday I also did. This was the 110-pound cardstock that I purchased from Tuesday morning the other day, and I really love, well, first of all, it's just super thick, and I enjoyed doing these little mice on here. I found out the name of this guy. His name is Maxwell. You can go to I think it's housemouse.com. I think it has a hyphen in between. But I made quite a few of him, and I'm going to be practicing on Maxwell. Haven't learned the other guys, but Maxwell, his little tail is always curled, and there's another guy that has a little nick out of his ear. I can't remember his name. It's not Nick. But anyway, thank you for checking in with me, and I appreciate it, and I hope you have a very good day doing some type of craft. Bye-bye.